Well, hey everyone, it is Thursday, not Wednesday. I didn't get to make my video yesterday. I had a whole bunch of button orders to do. Well, actually, it was like I had a couple that had to be done and sent out. And I was like, while I am at it, let's just do them all. Let's not have anything hanging over our head. So I was working on that till probably 6 o'clock last night. Just barely made it to Heather's live. I was a few minutes late, but I was there. So, I'm gonna be honest. The weather forecast has me worried. Not for a big storm, but for rain for mine and Sue's market. Not this weekend, but the next weekend. A lot of things can change in the next 10 days, but as it stands right now, it doesn't look very good at all. So we need like a cool front to come in and push all this rain way south of us, like way south. I don't want to see a raindrop that whole weekend, but it's not looking too good. So I don't know. Trying to think positive, but it's hard when you see all these weather people coming up on your YouTube feed, and then on, well, I don't have regular TV, but if you were to watch regular TV and news, then that's all they're talking about are all these systems out there. Anywho, yeah, so fingers crossed that we get this front just moves in. And I don't know if there's a front out there, but we need one to move in and just push everything way, 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 way south. Okay, so I sent last Saturday, I sent all my dungeon plushies to the dungeon. So Jenna and I went up there Saturday. I made a list of how many of what items and a price and everything so that the lady could put it in her system. We weren't home but a couple of hours and Jenna gets a text from her boss. The one dragon that I sent in sold. And I thought, well, that was really fast, so I must have had it way too cheap or somebody really, 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 really liked it. Now I thought I had priced it at $65, but apparently I put it at 60. So I'm still good with 60. 60 is good. And it was actually my favorite dragon that I've made so far. It was the dragon from Shannon, the playful dragon. I'll put in a picture up here, the blue one. And of all her patterns that I have tested, that pattern is my favorite. So Sunday, I think it was, Sunday or Monday, I'm not sure. And Jenna was heading up into town, so I sent her with 2 more dragons. I sent the purple playful, and the most recent pattern test that I had done with it being, I can't remember the name of the pattern, but it was like sea glass and, oh, I'll put the pictures in. It's easier because I don't remember. But anyhow, so I sent 2 more dragons up. And I haven't heard anything else since, so I guess I'll just be surprised when I go in there the next time. So, I did that. Well, I sent all my Chonkymon in. And apparently there's a couple of people that really like the Chonkymon, but they're waiting for payday, which would be tomorrow. So we'll see what happens with those. But I made another complete set of Chonkymon for my market. So I did Swirly Tadpole, which is also known as Polywag. Now all these I did with the Premier Basics chenille, and I had to make another order because I have a feeling these are going to do really well. I got chosen to do the test on the newest one, and just from the chat with the way people are talking about how their chunks are selling, I have a feeling these are going to do really well. And at that really slow market that I just did, I did sell 2 of them. So I had remade the 2 that I sold, plus the new one, to send into the dungeon. And then now I have another complete set. So we have Swirly Tadpole, Shadow Ghost, which is Jengar, Spiky Egg, which is Togepi? I don't know how to say these names. I need like a 5-year-old to tell me how to say them. This one is not the Chenille Brights. This is Bernat Baby on the light yellow, because the Brights, you know, hence the name, they're bright colors. It wasn't a pale yellow. So we have that one. And then Snoring Sleepyhead, which is Snorlax, is one of the ones that I did sell at the market. So I made 2. So I have 2 of these. I had Googled like the most popular Pokemon, and this was near the top of the list, this particular character. Some of the other ones I did not recognize because, you know, I'm not a Pokemon follower. Then we did a Singing Fairy, which would be Jigglypuff. I know who this one is, but I don't know why I know who this one is. But yeah, so Jigglypuff. And then Psychic Duck or Psychic Duck, which is known as Psyduck. Now these I did different than I did the first group. I went ahead and did yarn over on these instead of my normal yarn under, just so that they'd be just a little bit bigger. Because some of them, depending on like, are you attaching ears or tails, or, you know, some of them are a little bit more work than others. Even though they're only 10 rounds to make the body, there's still, you know, some detail that goes into them. So I did it with the yarn over so that it would be a little bit bigger, so that hoping that I'd be able to increase my price a little bit and they still sell. If any of you guys make these things and sell them, let me know what kind of price you get for them in the comments section. So then we did the Seed Dino, which would be Bulbasaur. Now the last one I did, he kept wanting to tip. So I left off a round on this part, the bulb, and barely put any stuffing in it. And I stitched it on just a little bit higher than the other one was, and he does sit much better now. So this is, Seed Dino is Bulbasaur. Then we have our friendly fire lizard, which would be Charmander. This is one of the easier ones, even though you make the yellow part separate and you have to stitch it on. This one's one of the quicker ones. But I just wanted to see if I can get them just a little bit bigger. So we did yarn over. And then of course, some of the yarns are thicker than the other, even though they're the same brand. You know, sometimes I think color, like their dyeing process might have something to do with it. Okay, then we have Blue Mandrake, which you're supposed to take these and push out the double crochets to get them to stand up and not flare out. Okay, Blue Mandrake, which would be oddish. Now I'm wondering if my blue that I'm using is not too dark. Like I have a light blue. Should I have done it in the light blue? I'd have to actually look the character up. I don't know. So we have that one. And then there is Bloom Skipper. This is the one I forgot to put the ears on last time, but now that I'm aware that they're there, I didn't miss them. And Bloom Skipper would be Skip Plume. Some of these I can obviously tell that they turned out bigger. I don't have the other ones here with me to compare, but some of them I can really tell that they've turned out bigger than the yarn under. But I have to be mindful of my stitch. Am I getting tension good enough that I don't have any holes, where when I do yarn under, I don't have to worry about that. So my favorite, Fruity Cutie, who is Boon Sweet. I don't know why, I just like this one. This is another one of those really easy ones. And then, of course, the Electric Mouse, everyone's favorite. Well, used to be the little kid's favorite, Pikachu. I don't know if it still is the favorite, but yeah. So like this one, because you're doing the ears and then you're having to do the tail, takes a little bit longer than, say, this guy. So that's, you know, I was just hoping that I could upsize a little bit to yarn fluff, you know, to get a better price. Then this one turned out the biggest. This is Evolving Fox, which would be Evie, Evie, something like that. So I don't have any fur yarn, so I used my little bunny to do this part. And when I went to order more chenille brights, Premier and Hirschner's both are out of this brown. And they haven't had it back in stock for very long, but they're out. Now, Premier has more colors available than Hirschner's. This one, there's no difference in the prices on the two sites. Just, if you know you're gonna order enough, it's easier to hit that target for free shipping with Premier, unless Hirschner's is running a special offer on their shipping. Their shipping can be pricey. So I only order from them when I have a good shipping deal. Or if I know I'm gonna save a fortune on the price. Like with the Parfait Chunky, you can save a whole lot on price getting it from Hirschner's versus Premier. So we have this one. This one turned out a nice size. I have no problem with this one with upping my price. And then last but not least, the newest addition to the Chunky Mon collection is the Leafy Green Cat. Leafeon. This is another one that has a lot of things going on. You have to make the ears and sew them on, and you have the little leaf curl, the tail. But it calls for 16mm oval eyes. And you know, I haven't been able to find where I can just order that size eye in the oval shape. You know, they give you all these assorted sizes, and then I have so many different eyes that I will probably never use. I don't know what to do with them because they're teeny tiny, and this stuff would just swallow them up. So we have the complete set. Now, the two that sold at my last market was this one and this one. This one I have two. This one I don't have two of. I needed to make sure I had enough yellow to get one of each of the things, and I do, because somehow I used a lot of yellow. But, I mean, I'm only seeing 3, 4 of them that have that yellow on it, but I must have used it on something else. So, and to stay consistent, I wanted to use the same brand of yarn. So now I know that I have enough. I can make another electric mouse and have a few of them for the market if we don't get rained out. I'm really bumming about that. So speaking of chenille brights, I get an email from Hirschner's saying my order's on the way, and I'm like, I have an order? When did I make an order? Well, apparently they didn't ship one of the colors that I ordered, and I didn't notice it. Fortunately, it was only one skein because I was doing onesies just to test out the colors. And then when I stumbled across the Chunky Mon, I was like, I need a whole lot more colors. So I ordered a bunch from Premier. And, you know, onesies again, except some of the more neutral colors. I ordered, I think, 2 rusts and 2 white and 2 cream, and, you know, but the brighter colors, I didn't do that with. It gets expensive. But anyhow, I got my missing yarn that I didn't even know was missing. So this one is their sage color. And I know I'm not alone on this because I was chatting with Nancy yesterday, and she said she just got some back-ordered yarn from Hirschner's, and she's like, I didn't even know it was missing. Same with me because I ordered so many, but it was the same color. It was sage. It was kind of funny because I'm like, was it sage? But yeah, so I guess eventually Hirschner straightened things out. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, so now I have this green to choose from. Out of the ones so far, I'm not sure what I would use it with here. But a frog lovey would look good in this color. So I have those. And one of the other reasons that I am running late with my video is I did, oh, of course, all of these Chunky Mon are from Knotty, K-N-O-T-T-Y, Naughty Nat. She is on Instagram. She also has her Etsy shop where all these patterns are available. She just said she's got 3 more coming out. I'm like, ooh, I'm excited. When? 3, because she usually does them in groups of 3, but she put this one out singly for some reason. But I'm in. Let's have them. I don't remember the characters. 2 of them are like really cool looking, and one of them's kind of weird. But I'm sure it's the way it's supposed to be to go with whatever character that it is. But there's one that's pink. Oh, it's so pretty. That one was my favorite, but I don't know the name. Just looking at them, that one was my favorite. Okay, so another reason that I did not have my video on time yesterday is I was doing another pattern test for Shannon at Snugglebeans Crochet. And this baby dragon has a lot of small parts. And I did not get to start it until I want to say it was Saturday night. It was either Saturday night or Sunday night. Might have been Sunday night. I don't know, all my days blend together anymore. So like I got the head made, and first thing, like there's two options for the head. You can work from top down or from the bottom up. I went with option 2, whichever one that was. And I think it was top down. I think. Because to me, decreases look a little sloppier than increases. So I chose whichever way it wouldn't show, but by the time you attach everything, it's not gonna show anyways. So I did the head, and then I started on the body. I had to frog my tail, and I wasn't very far into it, and somehow I had way more stitches than I should have had on the round I was on, so I just frogged it out. Well, down to almost the tip, and then the tip I just cut it off because it wasn't coming out and being savable. So then I did the body. Then the next day I had button orders to make, and then I got to start on it later in the day. I worked on the feet and the thighs and the horns, and I actually got the horns with only doing 2. I didn't have to make 3 horns to get a matching pair. I was like so impressed with myself. And I actually did that twice because it has 2 sets of horns. So we did the horns, and we did the wings, and we did the feet, and we sewed it all together, and we got a gorgeous little dragon here. Well, he's not so little, but he is little. He's a baby. Or she's a baby. So here is my newest Snuggle Beans dragon. We did ruby, toffee, and mauve. I was like, I'm running out of color options here because I wanted them all different. Each dragon that I've made from Shannon's Patterns, each one has a different color palette. So I'm like, I'm running out of color choices here. What am I gonna do? So when I did the Mind Flayer last week, the second one was in the red and the mauve, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I liked how those colors look together. Let's do that. So I started off with those 2 in mind, and then by the time we got to it's time to do the chest plate and the head fins and the horns and all that, I decided toffee's gonna be my 3rd color, that I wanted a neutral in there. So I think that it turned out pretty good. Not to mention that if you're gonna do the first stripe, what I have to use is Little Bunny because I do not have any fur. So toffee was a color that I had available in that. Get the tail. These wings are very cool. Like the way she did it, where you get those ridges, the underside does not have that. It's kind of the same on the head fins. You've got the little ridges, but the back side is smooth. It's really cool how she did that. So even with this one, still my favorite dragon is the Playful Dragon. I like this one. I like the head, the shape of that little peanut head and the little head fins, although Jenna's boyfriend said it looked like a axolotl dragon. What do guys know? But what I like about the Playful Dragon is the way the legs are done. You don't have 2 pieces to each leg. Although with the 2 pieces to each leg, it makes it look like it has the thigh and then the lower portion of the leg. You got the nice little curve to the feet. And I don't know, I like doing her patterns. This one was definitely a challenge, but I think it's because I had so much other stuff going on. Oh my goodness. I need to take the lint roller to it. I think it's because I had so much other stuff going on that I didn't feel like I could just sit and do it. But you know, life happens. We have to deal with that. But love this dragon. Love my Playful Dragon. And that is what I've made. Now these I did in a marathon session. I started them, I think I got 2 done after I finished my dragon. And then the next day, you know, I was working really slow. I spent the whole next day and I just went down the list in the order that I have them so that I didn't skip any, regardless of if it was a harder one or it was an easier one. And I spent the whole day and I had 2.5 left to complete the set that so far. And after I did my button marathon session yesterday, I did the last 2.5. Like this one was the one that was partially done. I had to do the ears, the spike, the tail, and the big cheesy grin. And then, who else was left? Oh, I had this one and this one to do. So that's all I did yesterday. So, Tuesday was my most productive day. So that means that the dragon was done over Sunday and Monday. Monday night, I did 2 of these guys. Tuesday, I spent most of the day procrastinating and making the bulk of these, and then finished up the last few yesterday after buttons. You know, trying to figure out a timeline is hard sometimes. Now, if I did like some people do and hop on the camera each day, then I wouldn't have that problem. But I don't know. I don't know. Seems like it would be interesting to do it that way. I know I watch people that do it that way. So obviously it's interesting. Anywho, I'm rambling now. So I need everybody, cross your fingers that this rainy weather gets pushed away from us. We're gonna be in Plant City, which is not close to me. It's closer to Sue, but it's still not close to her. But we're gonna be in Plant City. So we need all that rain to like go somewhere else. Just go away. So cross your fingers. And yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go and we'll see you in the next video.